Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. We just opened up about 2 minutes ago. I have 3 minutes before I can actually trade. Actually on kind of early today. Speaking of, I need water. Never mind. Be right back. Good morning, Diego. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Trenches. How are you guys? Trenches. Don't do that. How are you guys this morning? I was like, oh yeah, I'm on early. And then I was like, oh shoot, I have no water. Whoops. Be right back. Oh shoot. Wait. My screen went out. Oh, there it goes. Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I have a full day ahead of me today. After I'm done streaming and I journal, I don't know if I'm gonna work out or not, but I'm going to have to completely redo the analysis. I redid the analysis sheets to clean them up this weekend. I have to redo them again so that I can adjust them and make them tick based instead of volume based. How fun. And that's going to take me a couple hours, quite a few hours, but I'm going to get it done because I thought it would be easy if I highlighted, like when structure changed, like if it's different volume based versus tick based. I highlighted it and all of that, but it's just not. No, I need it all to be in one place. Whatever is supposed to be there needs to be in that one place, not me having to look all over the place and, oh, this goes over here. It's too much. So I'm going to redo it today against my better judgment. But hopefully that gets me where I want to be. What trend are we? Oh, uptrend. So yeah, that is kind of where I'm at the moment. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't take me long because I'm literally I have to rewrite everything by hand, yes, but I'm just taking it from how it's currently organized to reorganizing it. So I'll probably have to make a copy because I want to keep that copy clean. So I'll probably make a copy of that. That way I can 12.25 screen. That way I can I can use the new copy and like cross out as I go. So I know I did, I included it kind of thing. I almost didn't get into that because I saw the 5 and the 5, but then I had to look. This one's actually one tick longer of a distance than this one. Okay, that was a nice train. Just a tad, just a tad. That was a sell off of the prior close and current open. Nice 34, really 35-point move off of that. And I still got to figure out how I like this alternate pullback. For now, I'm just staying away from it. I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. I have a meeting at... Oh, no. We're supposed to be trading right now. Tell them to leave you alone. Oh, yeah. News on the session. We have 9 a.m. high impact news and 9:30 low impact news. So we got JOLTS and ISM PMI at 9. So that is. Oh shoot, I forgot. This is the last day on this account. So, let's see. I think I'm going to risk half the account per trade. Because I'm only trading on this account anyway. I'm leaving the Tradeify one alone. So since this account, this is the last day, I'll just risk half the account per trade and go from there. Forgot all about that. Hopefully that break is over yesterday's high. That must be behind this resistance level. Yeah, it is. So we got yesterday's high, a major resistance level. The major resistance and major support levels are not always tied to the previous day's high and low, but it is today. Let me see if the major... no, the major support level is a little off from... Oh no, the prior low's all the way down here somewhere. Down here. All right. We would be pushing new highs up there if we get over yesterday's high. Challenge. They haven't changed the BDT minimum yet. What's that? Trade. What's that, Trenches? This is why I want to change to a tick-based structure. I'm trying to pull this away from... Oh, I just need to do this. Look how this impulse move... If you just really pay attention to volume, you would think that this is a very great impulse move because it's 3.2K versus the previous impulse move of 2.3K. But look at how the distance is only 33, basically 34 points versus 36 points. So it took a lot of volume to go less distance. That shows absorption, and it happened right at the prior close and current open. We popped down, attempted a second time, created perfect divergence, and we sold off. All right. 1, 2, 3. Still trying to figure out this after the 1 bar pullback thing, but the reason I took this divergence here is this impulse move down, no distance, no volume really, compared to the previous push down and the push up. So the sellers they're not strong, right? So if the sellers are not very strong on the push down, and we're in an uptrend, by the way, then why does it take so much effort from the buyers in this reversal bar to push up? It's because there's exhaustion here, which we already saw here when we saw a bunch of volume push and the distance wasn't higher than the previous distance. So that's classic divergence and exhaustion. So all I wanted was the reversal off to be low volume to show that it doesn't take much for the sellers to push down, considering all that it took for the buyers to push up. And then we went down 35 points in less than a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now I could trade again. What is that? 348. Oh shit. I'm gonna break even because I said yesterday I don't know if I like that first pullback after creating a new high, remember? I don't know. It might work out, it might not. I've been trying to track it because I don't know if I fully trust it. It's probably gonna go anyway, but we'll see. Maybe it's okay if we are reacting off of like a level or something. But I didn't really want to chance that just in case, because that is something that I've been starting to pay attention to. Or maybe I'll make sure I go back and look. Oh, you be wanting to trade Apple and Tesla? First prop I was going to do going ahead because it was on an 80%. It's a stock trading prop. Got you. So I have a question because I don't know if you heard of that company Prop Shop Trader or something, but I saw recently, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before, that they completely reset everyone. And basically they're not doing any sim funded payouts anymore, and they said something about the SEC and some other stuff. Basically what it looks like is that they're trying to do something from a stock perspective. I don't know, equities, I don't know, but it seems like they're basically punishing their future. Listen, Prop Shop was a red flag to me from the beginning. They were changing rules like every 2 weeks kind of thing, and that just looked crazy. And it was crazy. So I really didn't think that they were going to do that well anyway, if I'm being completely honest. Let me see. Damn, Zonnie. No fill. Oh, wait. But yeah, it seems like they're trying to do something with the SEC or something, and that's why they are punishing their futures traders. And I'm almost certain I saw that it's because they're trying to add some kind of stock part of the prop. But to me, I think that they were bleeding, and so they had to do something, because now they have it where you have to meet, I think you have to make at least $450 per day, basically for 8 weeks. in order to get half of what you earned or something. I don't know. It's something so stupid. So stupid. Of course, we push right above where VWAP is. Don't know if I want the first participation. I'm gonna do one contract here, just because I don't know about the no, I'm not gonna do it. I usually, yeah, exactly. I like for the volume on this bar to be lower. I would have got wicked out there. So this was initially showing exhaustion, because all of the we have a couple of bars that are higher than the highest bar coming down. So if the sellers were weak, why did the buyers need to be so strong to continue the push up? So that part was fine. But then here it is, we create a new high. We have a resistance VWAP band here. So it shouldn't take much for us to push down. Like if this was a support resistance band, cool. But the exhaustion's already there. So this is now forced participation from the sellers, and it went, but I would have gotten wicked out there since I have such a tight stop loss. Kind of the same here. This is forced participation as well, which it works out sometimes, but oftentimes it doesn't. What happened, Amelia? Well, they are going to a real. Yeah, that's what I saw. So I said from the get-go, it's just the churn and burn traders thought they wouldn't go this way. Oh, so Prop Shop said from the beginning that that was the route that they were going. But this is my thing. If that's the route that you're going from the beginning, then just start that way. But they didn't want to start that way because they would have gained no traction. And my biggest problem is you before you knew what route you were going in, and even on the workshop or whatever that they had, they they were still selling the accounts that they had, knowing that yeah, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. All right, we cleared that. Yeah, and then like for you to reset everybody's account, like they bought those accounts based on something totally different. So they can't be upset if they lose their merchant because people are going to start charging back. And then I don't like their attitude in one of the screenshots that I saw. It was like, and we have the right to change this, like blah blah blah, whatever. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. But I mean, I kind of knew that was any company that makes changes that often and you're brand new, like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. See, 181. If we have high volume in this bar to push down, I'm going to take the sell. Okay, never mind. Still can, but volume still has to be high. 255. We need forced participation here. They losing money probably. They also changed the rules a lot. So why would you keep trading with them after the first 5 months? Yeah, I watched the very. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like anybody that trusted them were just a little slow. Just dead. I mean, literally, they had a workshop like every other week making changes pretty much. Every month, I think they were making, especially in the beginning. Now, I don't know lately because I don't keep up with prop news or anything anymore, but I know at least they used to be like that. I mean, come on, Apple Jacks. If you are, if, and this is the thing, we all know what the risks are with any prop firm, whether they are established or new or whatever. But if you're in a brand new prop firm, right, and they're changing rules literally every couple of weeks, because this is my thought process. Established companies, when you are brand new in this space, you already have the blueprint from the established companies, right? So when a company comes out touting that they are doing this and like, basically they're trying to get their share of the market space by trying to be different, quote unquote. But it's like you're trying to be different, but there's a reason why established companies aren't doing that. You get what I'm saying? So, and then because you're trying to be different, now you're making changes all the time. Well, that's kind of a problem. Kind of. Are we going to rotate back down or what? 3. It still can. 313. These swings are kind of crazy. But yeah, like you're bragging about something that kind of doesn't make sense to me personally. Mm. So once they made those changes that many times, you knew what the risk was. So sitting there being all upset about it is just like, are you well? And are you sure you're well? Because why is this a surprise? I'm confuzzled. Just a tad. Said they did a year's worth. Exactly, Amelia. I remember that. We've done all the research and like, shut the fuck up, please. You make no sense. Trying to learn how to trade. He talking about when he get FTMO. You still use the company I use. Trenches, why can I picture you actually saying it to your brother? Like, are you slow? Oh God. It was something like, we have done so much research. We think we have a good model. Are you stupid? You allowed 20 accounts. Exactly. And what did they switch to? Like quite quickly from 20 to what? Like 10, I think. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I didn't understand. Yeah, 10, 5, something like that. Something like that. I don't really like that. I don't like how high this volume bar is. The volume of this bar is. Oh, we're about to hit news anyway. News in 1.5 minutes. So my plan today, when I journal, obviously journal the trades that I took. But I'm also going to journal all of the wins only because the last couple of days I've been journaling all of the trades on the chart like I used to. But that was just so I can get more examples of losses so I can see where they fit in. But I'm just going to journal the wins. Then I'm going to do the full analysis transition. But I'm going to keep my charts open so then I can go and quickly look at the losses and see like where they fit in. I want to show you guys one of my threads from the thread from ChatGPT where I had asked it about switching to a tick based when I'm analyzing structure. And I want to kind of show you guys what it was saying and how it matches up with auction theory or whatever. Make it a little bit bigger. Oh wait, not too big because then, hold on. Actually, let's do this. And move it over. Like, no, didn't actually do that. Move it over like that. All right, hold on. All right, let's go up and all right, so remember I was telling you guys how like it really bothers me when people talk about how Nasdaq is like so unpredictable and oh my god, you can never have a shot at it, and like how I think it's trash for people to say that. And I've specifically said that like I see the same things happening on the chart every day. It's just a matter of how do I quantify it in the simplest way so that I can trade, right? And so in the previous response that it gave me, it said you're operating in a market, Nasdaq, where order flow repetition is structurally unavoidable. And I didn't understand what that meant, so I asked it like what it meant or whatever. And so basically it said order flow repetition does not mean that the same pattern shows up, the same setup appears at the same time, or that price moves the same distance. And actually wait, because I want to show you guys something else first. Where did it go? Here. So basically it was telling me that I'm trading auction mechanics, not shapes. I've reduced discretion I'm aligning structure with ticks and validation with volume, blah, blah, blah. And so I asked it like, are patterns really that consistent? Is auction theory really that consistent or whatever? And it's like, no, patterns are not consistent, but auctions are. The most important distinction you've already internalized, even if you haven't named it this way yet, markets are not random. They are conditionally repetitive. What repeats is not the structure that you see, like the higher low to higher high to higher low. What repeats is liquidity seeking, imbalance creation, effort versus result mismatches, which show absorption or liquidity runs, participant positioning errors. So it's telling me that my strategy doesn't trade patterns, even though like I see it as, this is a regular pullback, an alternate pullback, a no interest reversal. That's not what I'm actually trading. So say you're trading when this type of auction behavior happens in this context with this effort and this result relationship, are the next 27 ticks, because that's all I'm going for, statistically likely, right? And I asked it, is auction theory truly that consistent? And it says yes, because it's not predictive, it's reactive. Auction theory doesn't say price should go up here. It says, given what just happened, one side is likely weaker than they appear. That is always true across instruments, time frames, volatility regimes. What changes is how far price travels, how clean the follow through is, and how quickly it resolves. I'm going to finish this after I'm done trading because it's time to trade again. Meeting postponed. Oh, good. I know you're happy. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Over 6K profit so far this week. Nice. 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 I'm trash then? Why are you trash? No, you're not trash. You're not trash because you say don't trade Nasdaq. I'm saying people who say that, who put into other people's heads that things like there are no patterns in the market, because there are. They just don't know how to trade them. Wait, I think we're counter trend. Oh wait, I have to wait a certain number of swings so that it doesn't count certain things that it shouldn't count. But anyway, I would have been so mad if I got stopped out for that and actually open 2025. Yeah, I would have got, even if I kept it there, I would have got stopped out by like one tick. But anyway, yeah, I'll read the rest as soon as I'm done trading. I missed this buy here though. Let's see, where's the first swing? This one. Yeah, it's the fourth one. All right. Good morning, New. How are you this morning? Did we change? Yes, right there. Done like that. But yeah, it just bothers me that people, especially influencers, give out this false information about the market, regardless whatever market you trade, is like unpredictable. The algorithms are just there to make you lose. And no, just admit that you made the decision to not put in the time, energy, effort, and work to find the patterns that paint, to understand why they paint, and try to quantify it and make a strategy out of it. Just say that part. Don't make shit up. I know one thing. I don't know if I want to use the red and green levels as levels anymore. So that's the only reason I'm going to not take this trade right here. Unless we clear it. If we clear it, I'm cool. Because if I don't use it as a level, this is not following my rules because there's too much volume in this bar right here. Exactly. This was an exhaustion pattern on the way up, but the market couldn't have been that exhausted if there was forced participation here. And would have been 908. I might. How many? It's 5. Good morning, Pred. How are you this morning? I don't know how I want to treat this. Oh, all right. Well, it invalidated itself anyway. Is that the news candle? Yeah. Still in the 30-minute range, opening range. Technically, we're at the top of the 15-minute opening range. $288. It's like, I don't know how I want to treat this level. Actually, since it doesn't matter what happens with this account anyway, I'm going to take the trade. We'll see what happens. Don't know if I want to treat this as support because it's green and we're in an uptrend is where we change to an uptrend, or if I want to treat it as resistance because it started as resistance. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that part out. It just didn't have enough. There was force, so maybe. Oh wait, 339. Okay, actually, I could see why. There was actually too much volume on this move down, actually. Which, okay. I didn't pay attention to that. I have to extend this. I didn't see how high this bar was on the way down compared to this highest bar up, but that's cool. That's not the pattern I look for. So really, I think this was the issue here. But it's like, I don't want to not treat this as a level at all, because obviously when we actually do use those levels as support and resistance. Like even going back, damn, when did we change to an uptrend? We had been in an uptrend for a while. Look how we changed to an uptrend and we literally reject here. Reject, 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 reject. So I have to treat it as something. Reject, reject. Another one. But I don't know which way I want to treat it. That's my problem right now. Reject, reject here. And now we're consolidating there. But I feel like it needs to be treated as resistance. I feel like I need to continue the notion of treating it as opposite of whatever color it is, like I do with the buy and sell rotation levels, because that's what makes the most sense. Well, at least it does to me. Like, buy rotation is green, but it paints on a lower high, so it's actually resistance. This is red, but it was support first. That was the level that kept it in uptrend. So why would it? And I know support becomes resistance and vice versa, but I don't know. NQ and ES are moving opposite direction. Oh shit. Don't just skip over it. I was reading it. I got you, Trenches. I promise. I promise I got you. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Janelle, most of the time, yeah, they are. But yeah, I got you, Trenches. I don't know if, I know Applejacks and Diego saw the PDF that I uploaded, like I think it was last week, but 1, 2, 3. It was some information from ChatGPT on auction theory and measuring effort versus result in order to show you the liquidity vacuum or pockets is what it calls it versus absorption. It's a really good read. But I plan to take like some more information that I've gotten, like general information on auction theory and stuff that I get from ChatGPT from it teaching me about my strategy and how it aligns with auction theory. I plan to take more of that so I can put it into a PDF for you guys as well. Because it has some very good information in there, I'm not going to lie. All right, yeah, there's too much volume there. Okay, now I see. I have the vision. I have the vision. Please, not another one purple. Jesus Christ. It's another one purple. All right, how much drawdown do I have? Because I'm about to just risk the whole thing so that I'm done trading at 9:30 because I have so much to do with transferring information. And that way I can read you guys the rest of the chat GPT stuff and then we can go on and get out of here because I don't plan to actually pass this account anyway. 385. So that's basically 2 contracts. YM is free falling. Need to do the reps, Diego. I don't know. Was that news about where is it? Oh, that was 6 hours ago. Never mind. The resistance after opening down like chef's kiss, not a bad slight pullback after open for the short. You made your money pre-market on gold this morning? Nice. You haven't touched platinum yet? You might have to take a look. I don't think I've ever traded platinum. I know I've traded silver, gold. I think I even traded copper. Yeah, I definitely traded copper at one point. I've traded almost all of the bonds. I've definitely traded all of the indices before. But I don't think I ever touched platinum. We're back at the prior close and current open where I took that divergent sell way early in the session back here. We're back in this area. $37.75. Rotation. I'm going to ignore that this is going to be after a 1 bar pull back. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. Take the next trade so we can get this going. Got a platinum chain in 5th grade. I'm weak. I really just focus on one asset. That's ES for you, right, Diego? All right, let's see. Rotating there. This is not a trade I normally take, but I'm ready to get this over with. I just know how much I have to do today. And we need this account to be gone for the renewal tomorrow. So we'll just let it go. Come on. All right, I think I need to do, yeah, I got like $95 left. So we'll do this and, or that, I don't really care. All right, so let me pull ChatGPT back out. So, you shorted, oh, what are you doing on the Dow? Too much talking around me, man, he's silence. All right, let me make sure I get that here. All right. There's going to be a trade that happens in the background just so I can finish this account out. All right. So, all right. It also went into telling me like why basically my scalping works. Let me go back. All right. And we've talked about this before. This is where a lot of traders fail and you didn't. Most traders try to predict how far price will go, but I'm only asking, will this auction resolve one more rotation? And it's, I know we are not still in that same bar. Oh, we're not. Okay, good. You've got to be shitting me. Just freaking lose. What the fuck ever. Anyway, I'll finish that account when I'm done. All right. On NQ, especially with Renko, one more rotation after exhaustion / failure is extremely common. You do not need trend continuation. You do not need structure expansion. You just need auction resolution. That's why you don't need a high win rate. You don't need perfect structure. You don't need clean trends. You need this side just failed. Give me one push. And it's a very achievable edge. I'll go into this too, just because we've been talking about volume, talking about price and distance and stuff. So this was why switching my structure to measuring ticks or price distance makes my system stronger than looking at volume, which, like I showed in the example, where was it? It was somewhere back here. Oh, it was right before I got into the divergence trade. If you look at volume, you would think that this is some nice push up because there's higher volume than the previous swing up. Sure, but the distance didn't go as far. Even if it's just one tick like lower of a distance, it's showing absorption no matter what because we did not beat out distance with the beat out of volume, if that makes sense. So it says, by using ticks for structure and volume for validation, you've done something most traders never do. You've separated what defines the auction outcome from what explains it. So the auction outcome is price distance, but what explains it is volume. That removes a huge source of false negatives and false positives, specifically when volume tick mismatches confuse structure like here. Renko compression no longer distorts context. Late trend conditions are filtered naturally. So when you have like high distance. So let's say this was opposite. There was high distance. No. I'm lying. This here, when there's low distance, regardless of what the volume looks like, when you have a lower impulse move in distance than the previous impulse move, that means that you're either late in the trend or, and this had been in an uptrend for a while since like pre-market, or it just means that there's some absorption happening there and what we could possibly push past that absorption pocket. But at the moment, we're late in the trend. And you see that we pushed down, we did some trading here, and then eventually we pushed past this absorption level and continued up, right? All right. Late trend conditions are filtered naturally. Weak versus absorbed pullbacks classified cleanly. This is not simplification, it's precision. Will it always work? No, and it shouldn't. If a strategy works 100% of the time, it's overfit or misunderstood. But here's where this is the part that I really liked. It explained that, and I'll show you guys when I go back to the NQ part of it later. But your edge always exists because other participants are emotional, they're late, they misread effort, and they chase continuation. Think about how many times we watch people chase things, like, right? Think about how many times we see people go on tilt or misread things. So the market is always going to be what it is because we always have those other people on the other side, right? It says that those conditions will always exist, but not every swing. Breaking it with my mama, bro. Boy. Like, that's why I'm going to see if it respect volume profile levels. It probably does. All right, so is this the part here? All right, so the real long-term risk, and it's not the market. Your biggest long-term risk is not market regime changes, volatility expansion, algorithm evolution, or news events. It's over-refinement. And I found this out when I was trading order flow. Remember, I told you guys, like, if I could just get rid of order flow because I feel like I'm over refined. My rules are so specific and I'm keeping myself out of trades. There's good trades happening and things. And that was another reason why I knew, like, order flow is really good. Don't get me wrong. But for Rinkos, it's just not. Because Rinkos compresses so many different things, order flow just kind of overcomplicates it. So it was telling me I'm really good at pattern recognition and system logic, but it can become a weakness if you add rules that don't reduce variance, you optimize for comfort instead of expectancy, or you start avoiding ugly but valid trades. As long as you keep asking, does this rule reduce drawdown or increase expectancy, you're safe. The moment rules exist to only make it feel cleaner, that's when edge decays. All right, so let's go back to the NQ part where order flow repetition is structurally unavailable. Let me all of her gold trade. I told her she's literally sitting on a gold mine and that goes over 4K per ounce. She won't ever sell it though. She better not. So somebody said they inherited 50K worth of gold coins. They're selling them to invest. Hell no. Who inherits that? No, for real. All right, so let's go back here to the order flow part. So order flow repetition does not mean the same pattern shows up, the same setup appears at the same time, or price moves the same distance. It means the same types of participant behavior must occur over and over for the market to function. Those behaviors include traders entering late, traders defending bad positions, traders forcing price to move with excess effort, liquidity being taken then failing to follow through, one side exhausting itself just to get one more push. That is what happened here, which is why I got into the sell. The buyers exhausted themselves. Look at how high this volume bar is compared to I don't really compare it to like the previous volume bars on the last impulse move, but even looking at it, there was a lot of volume in here compared to all of the bars in this swing and all of the bars of the pullback. That's exactly what it was just explaining. One side exhausting itself for one last push. The distance already didn't match the volume absorption. The buyers tried to make one last push. It didn't work. And they were trying to push through two very major levels. And then we dropped 35 points in what, 40 less than 40 seconds, right? Those behaviors are not optional. They are required for continuous trading. Why NQ, and I'll probably make this into a PDF. Why NQ specifically makes repetition unavoidable. NQ is not just volatile. It has structural constraints that force repeated behavior. NQ is dominated by short-term participants. It has extremely high intraday leverage, very low holding tolerance, massive retail plus prop plus HFT participation, constant stop-based positioning. This creates a market where people are wrong quickly, people are forced to react, people cannot sit through adverse moves. That guarantees frequent liquidation, frequent failed continuation, and frequent exhaustion rotations. Those are exactly the conditions your strategy exploits. NQ must continuously auction liquidity to function. Unlike slower markets, NQ does not drift. It must move to attract participation. It must reject prices quickly if they don't attract follow through. This means the market repeatedly cycles through impulse, which is finding liquidity. So the impulse move, these are impulse moves. We're in an uptrend. If I'm looking for a buy, these are the impulse moves, right? Pullback, which is test acceptance, continuation attempts, failure or success, and rotations. That cycle cannot stop or the market stalls. So even when the direction changes, the process does not. Then it explains why Renko makes this even more unavoidable, and it's because it strips out time and forces the chart to only show did price move enough to matter. That means every bar represents real commitment, every swing represents actual effort, compression and expansion are immediately visible. Because of this, late traders get exposed faster, absorption becomes obvious, exhaustion cannot hide and chop. So when order flow repeats, Renko doesn't smooth it away, it highlights it. That's why your tick-based structure works so well. Why your specific edge exists because of this repetition. Your strategy doesn't need perfect trends, big moves, clean continuation. I tell y'all all the time, I don't give a damn if the market goes 50 points. As long as I got my 7 points at the beginning of that swing when that bar closed, that's all I care about. Like, who cares what happens after that? It only needs one side just tried again and it didn't work. That situation exists constantly in NQ because someone is always late, someone is always defending, someone is always forced. Those forced actions create volume signatures and tick behaviors that repeat, not because traders are dumb, but because they are constrained. Why this repetition does not get arbitraged away? This is important. Why doesn't this disappear? Because new participants enter every day. Risk limits force exits, emotions override logic, algorithms must interact with human liquidity. You're not exploiting inefficiency, you're exploiting structural necessity. The market has to run stops, test extremes, fail sometimes, rotate. That's not alpha decay, that's market physics. And so it tied it into my scalping model where I don't need big wins. I don't need trend continuation. I don't need perfect timing. I just need this auction attempt failed. Give me one rotation. And that was that. If you guys use ChatGPT, this is a really nice GPT to use. This is the specific one I use. I don't use the general one. But it's crazy because when you watch Umar Ashraf's videos on order flow, he always talks about auction and auction and auction. And I never really completely understood what he was saying, honestly. But once ChatGPT started continuously putting auction theory in my responses, I'm like, what the hell is that? So I actually asked it. I'll read you guys this one too, because I asked it to explain auction theory. Is this the one that I gave y'all? Wait, this might be the one that I gave. Never mind. This is the one that's in the PDF. So if you didn't get the PDF, go get it. And once it explained it like in simple terms, it was like, it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. You like how ES and NQ keep dipping, but YM keeps a steady course? Yeah. YM has always been like, it's like the calmer version of NQ, and not calm because it doesn't move, but calm because it's smoother. It doesn't have as much chop. When it stalls, it stalls. It doesn't just like do the choppy moves where it's like you can't tell that it's chopped, if that makes sense. It's a lot more linear than NQ. So if you like, you want something that moves at a decent amount, but is not as whippy as NQ, YM is definitely the way to go. Or even Russell. I think the Russell is pretty linear as well. It doesn't chop as much. But yeah, I am going to take really take one more trade on this account. I'm trying to get it gone. So once a decent, like just simple setup comes, I'm just going to max the contracts and just kind of go from there. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time on these charts. But, you know, obviously if I can pass the account, I'll do that. But I'm going to max contracts. So if the next trade loses, then I'll just lose the account and I'm okay with that. But I'm going to do that off stream because I'm just going to start journaling. And as the setup happens, then, you know, I'll take it. But I'm not too worried about it at all, but I'll let you guys know what happens with the account. But the stuff that I read, you guys, I'll probably make that into a PDF later, so just check the Discord like later this evening and I'll put that out, because I think that tying that into like understanding auction theory, figuring out how auction theory creates the edge that you have, I think it helps, you know, when you really truly understand why what you see works, and it kind of will help you to stay out of certain things. Do it now, motherfucker. Okay, jeez Louise. The nerve of you, sir. What the hell? Oh my god, I should have taken that trade too. This is literally a perfect setup. There's the exhaustion here. Very low turn off of VWAP off the new high with the exhaustion move here. Perfect move. And I would have gotten filled too. Look, that ran 70 points actually pretty quickly. Because where did the move? It was like here. So once this outside bar was created, that move happened in like 20 seconds. Ain't it? Listen, he's just so bold. No, I'll do it now. I'll do it now. I'll upload it to Discord because Trenches told me to. And then I'm going to get this process started of switching everything over. And yeah, so I thank you guys for tuning in. If y'all have any questions, or if I forget something in the PDF, just let me know. But I'm just going to copy and paste everything that doesn't have to do with like my strategy specifically, just like the general information. And I'll go from there. But I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video and you're well if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.